Greetings. This is the Cows Context of White Supremacy. In with pleasure to have Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. to share constructive information about racism, white supremacy. Are you with us, Mr. Fuller?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wanted to speak with you. I've been having several conversations with non-white people, and it resurfaced the term black, and specifically individuals saying that they are black and proud and wouldn't want to be anything other than black, and black is beautiful. I know you have in the code book that, victims of white supremacy, black people, should not be saying that, I'm black and I'm proud. Why did you feel that that should be included in a code book to counter white supremacy?
Well, the question would be asked, why would a person say that? What would be the purpose? Everything is supposed to have a purpose, a constructive purpose. So if you're going to be black and proud, you're being black and proud because of what? And since if you take the words literally, I'm black and I'm proud, meaning, I guess, I'm proud to be black, then what does that mean? Because the person who is black had nothing to do with being black. So being proud of something you had nothing to do with, what does that mean? What is it supposed to mean? What type of progress is that supposed to indicate? You are what you are. Now, it's what you do that's supposed to be focused on. Because the whole purpose for being what you are is to gear you up for what you are doing, or will be doing, or are assigned to do, or you think that you have been assigned to do. That's the logic. If you follow the logic, that would be the logic. That's like a person saying, I have fingers and I'm proud to have fingers. I have ears and I'm proud to have ears. And walk around with a sign all day saying how proud they are to have ears. Well, that could be an activity if you just want to do that and spend your time doing that, but whom are you talking to? And for what reason? What message are you sending? And for what ultimate purpose? So you have fingers, you have ears, you have skin, you can walk, and you say, I'm proud to be a walker, a person that can walk. Well, that's nice. Now what? What's the point of the effort? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. The non-white people that I have heard speak about this, I've heard them say, number one, black people who have been classified as black, have done, a lot of things. We have a long, incredible history of being conquerors and great accomplishments, and we want to be proud of our history, the history of black people, and having this pride will help us. Being proud and knowing the history of black people will help us replace white supremacy with justice.
Oh, all you have to do to replace white supremacy with justice is say that that is your mission, and that is to replace white supremacy with justice. And that doesn't have anything to do with anything else. And walking around talking about you being proud that you once were a conqueror, that's nothing to be proud of. No person should be proud to be a conqueror. Going around just stomping on people, that's what the white supremacists do. We don't have to imitate them, and we shouldn't. We should pick out the things that they do that are of constructive value, just like we would with any individual person that we would meet. Just pick out the things that they do that are of constructive value and center on that as a way to use time and energy, because it's all about using time and energy, using the resources that you have, the gifts that you've been given, eyes, ears, nose, feet, or brain. You use that brain. Say, what's my assignment? Your assignment is to solve problems in the most constructive manner. The compensatory code view is solve problems without making any. Now, that's not always easy. In fact, it's usually, it takes some thought to do that, to solve problems without making new problems. And you do everything in the most constructive manner. The white supremacists are committed to using all of their skills just to be proud of themselves as white supremacists. That's the ultimate goal. That's not a worthy goal for anybody. Justice is a worthy goal. Correctness is a worthy goal. Peace is a worthy goal. But just to strut around on the earth, I mean, beating yourself on the chest like some type of semi-ignorant animal, talking about how proud you are, just to be you, without doing anything constructive, or with doing a whole lot of other constructive, non-constructive things, doesn't make sense. That's a white supremacist philosophy, and nobody should adopt that.
So it has been your observation, your conclusion that for a non-white person to classify themselves as a black person and to let other people know that they are proud of the fact that they are black and they see a lot of value and purpose behind that, you have not seen where there's a constructive value to claiming that you are a black person and saying, I'm proud to be black. Would that be correct?
Well, they didn't have anything to do with being black. So the question is, why are you proud to be black and you had nothing to do with being black? In fact, you didn't even know you were black until the white supremacists told you that. Because they were making something out of it, I mean, it's going to be to their advantage. And then another thing, there are black people who go around and think that they're accomplishing something by poking fun at white people for being white, which also does not make sense. It is not logical. That's like poking fun at the sky for being the sky, and then calling that a super intelligent project. Spend your life doing that.
I feel like I have heard you give lectures before where you said that suspected racists, they like to see their victims jump up and down and beat themselves on the chest talking about how proud they are to be black, that you have witnessed this and you feel like racists will encourage black people to do this because they know it doesn't mean anything. Is that true?
That's what it's proven to be. A lot of black people who are saying that they're proud to be black and just let it go at that, walking around saying, you know, be black and proud, sing a song about being black and proud. And then you look at all of the other things that they do, and there's no indication of anything. They're acting just like everybody else with their black and proud selves. See, it's what you are doing. Even if you don't have a title, even if you don't have a color, even if you are transparent, I mean, you know, like looking through a glass, it's what you're doing. I don't care what kind of entity you are, what kind of creature you are walking around on the planet. What you do is just look at what that creature does. That's the only thing that counts. In the beginning of the day and at the end. What are you doing? What are you doing? What did you do today? And did you do anything that was of constructive value? And if so, where is the evidence? Well, I hung around the barber shop talking about how black and proud I was. Did you do anything else? No. That's all I need to do. Oh, that's all you need to do. Yeah, and try to get other people to say that they are black and proud. And, I came up with 6 different handshakes. And so we stand here on the corner all day talking about how black and proud we are and the new handshake that I came up with last night. That's different from the handshake we had 3 months ago. This is going to be the new handshake. Well, what about all of this, everything all looking beat up around here? I mean, that vacant lot over there is full of trash and whiskey bottles and all like that, and needles and whatnot. I mean, and all that gunfire you hear down the street and whatnot. What about that? Oh man, see, you got to you got to escape it and put it. You got to internalize. I mean, the spirit, and the spirit of the ancestors, man. That's where it's at. Okay, so you internalize the spirit of the ancestors, and that's where it's at. All right, that's step 1. What's step 2? Well, that's where it's at, man. I mean, you got to be with it. You got to be with what? The spirit of the ancestors, man. You got to understand. I mean, what the what the second pyramid's all about. And then that takes care of everything. Oh, that takes care of everything. That's babbling. We need a code that's designed in every area of activity to replace the system of white supremacy with justice. And that does not include walking around all day talking about your new kente cloth hat. There are millions of people that know about kente cloth who are being whipped to a frazzle by the white supremacists. The kente cloth didn't help them at all.
Again, Mr. Neely Fuller, Jr., author of the United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept. Mr. Fuller, I'm just curious. Did you see a lot of this in your time, particularly during the 60s and 70s? Did you see a lot of this activity? And if so, what was the result that you observed amongst black people who were engaged in this sort of behavior, pyramids and the kente cloth, and got to know about, our ancestors and what we did in Africa and blah, blah, blah? What was the result in terms of what these people accomplished that you observed?
The result was, for temporarily, that a lot of black people began to act like they were thinking for a change. That was the initial result. But the white supremacists are great thinkers. See, they can figure out where something is going before it even gets there. This is why they're in the position that they're in. So they took a look at it, and it kind of alarmed them. Slogan, black and proud, black power. These slogans, it alarmed the white supremacists for a brief moment. And then when they saw that what black people were going to do is just make a religion out of it, that they could stand around and just talk and feel, what you might call good about themselves, behind prison bars. It's just like wearing tattoos. I mean, you're not doing anything other than that. You're just putting on a tattoo saying, I'm the baddest guy on the block. You put a big sign, across your chest. And they say, oh, They just want theatrics. They don't want any substance. They're good theater people. They love putting on a show. So we'll help them. That's as far as this is going. They don't have a long-range plan or short-range plan. They don't have any details worked out that's going to change anything. They're going to be street corner philosophers. Talking about, brother, stop here. You need to know this. Do you know about King so-and-so? And when he existed 8 trillion years ago, before the beginning of space. And he was a cousin of mine and of yours. And you need to know that. And what he did was this, and what he did was that. And let's go and sip tea and talk about these things so you feel good about yourself. So the person really did say, yeah, I didn't know about those things, the only uncles I knew about, they're all in jail and whatnot, see, so I learned about some uncles that I had, that were much greater than that and did great things. Yeah, that's really fine. I'm down with that, man. That's cool, But see, it didn't hold up because just living off of that won't do it. And in a couple of years, the person who is doing that is strung out on drugs because you become intoxicated with fantasies. Fantasies are no substitute for a boots-on-the-ground code that is followed, that gets results. Cause and effect.